For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Early break with Sip and Jake.
I'd like to have my fun maybe more like on like a Tuesday, like in February or something. Let's see if I can pull a prank on somebody. But not on
it's
prank
like it's
day.
total amateur hour.
Yeah, it's just like National Prank Day. Yeah.
Yeah, I do got a little announcement to make.
What's that? Oh, wait, breaking news?
I won't be here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Monday.
Whoa! What? Can you, this
April Fools.
Oh! He got it. That's actually well done. It's so good.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I am a huge guy.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. That is right. It's the happy hour. 2 hours of us today and tomorrow as Adam Carricker is out. Nick Sainert and Rico joining you. Hello, Rico.
Hello.
How was the weekend?
Great.
Good.
Fantastic.
Spent some time together on Saturday evening.
Yeah. Found out that, well, I didn't find out. I already knew it.
You already knew.
But Nick, decent singer.
Decent.
You know, decent
I articulate too much.
Decent talker.
I articulate too much.
You are the most articulate rapper I've ever heard.
There it is. We had some karaoke on Saturday night, Rico and I. There are videos of each of us. We have both neglected to this point to post either one of them.
We're very good people.
I mean, you've played them for people.
I have.
But we have yet to post them, and I think that's where they're going to stay. They're going to stay in the depths of our camera
Unless
roll.
you say something.
There it is. I'll say this, 402-464-5685. The Honda of Lincoln hotline and the Starter Heyman text line are open for you guys the entire show today, as well as the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Allo Channel 961. All available and at your service if you want to see what's going on inside the studio here on a beautiful Monday.
On an Eclipse Monday.
It's actually going to be occurring during our show.
Is it?
Because I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, text line, please. It begins a little after 12:50, but it's like in the bulk of it around like the 1:40 p.m. mark.
Solar eclipse, Nebraska.
I imagine that it's so. I mean, all it's going to do is just get pretty dark outside.
Let's see, Nebraska's viewing, because we're not getting the full eclipse.
I think we're getting 81%.
We're getting a part, which is pretty close. The path of totality goes across Arkansas, which is timely.
Yep, very much so.
Well, the partial eclipse will begin about 12:40, around 12:40 Central Time.
Okay.
On Monday, with
so
the maximum eclipse beginning anywhere from 1:45 to 1:55. So we'll get eclipsed during the show.
Yeah, Big
Hank
Hank
be eclipsed.
Big Hank says 1:53 is the max for Lincoln.
Okay. Does everybody have their glasses? Don't look at the sun. Don't look at it during the eclipse.
Do you remember what you were doing during 2017?
I was at my first apartment.
Okay, when it happened.
Yeah, when it happened.
Gotcha.
But it was cloudy, and you couldn't really see it.
Well, it was cloudy during the eclipse because it was dark.
Yeah, no, it was it was cloudy. Like, not that it was dark, it was cloudy.
We
the clouds were covering it up, so you couldn't really see it.
We sat on the Pius football field and watched it. Everybody, the entire school, all like 1,200 students, ran out to the field. We all just sat down on the turf, hung out, watched the eclipse.
That was before I was full-time here, so I was part-time. So I wasn't at
You got to be at home.
Yeah, I was at home.
Yep.
Stood out on our balcony.
I also saw that the Masters gave away some special edition glasses to see it from Augusta for the patrons, because obviously guys are doing practice rounds and stuff, preparing for the Masters this weekend. And they gave out these like master specific branded glasses so that people could watch it. Patrons could watch it from, it's incredible.
I think it said the Yankees pushed their game back because of the eclipse.
You never push day baseball back.
They had to.
You should never push day baseball back. It is one thing to say. Did you see Angel Hernandez yesterday?
Yes, I saw.
That man needs to stop umpiring baseball.
Yeah, I saw Angel Hernandez. That was
because he was at the Blue Jays Yankees game yesterday.
Yeah, and whoever the pitcher was for the Blue Jays,
I believe it was Barrios.
Went into his windup, kind of stepped off the mound and like looked down at his foot and lifted it back up, put it back down, and Glaber's in the box and kind of like takes.
He basically stepped out of the box because he was like the pitcher stepped off the rubber,
and then Barrios throws it, which first off shouldn't have been able to throw it, but then it's like 7 inches over the strike zone. I know it's the automated one, and some people don't whatever, but it was definitely like chest high. It was not a strike. Higher. And Angel's like, that's a strikeout, and it's like, what is happening right now? And Glaber's trying to argue. Boone comes out and argues, and Hernandez is just like, yeah, no, that's what I called. Like that's the call.
Yeah, Angel Hernandez not great.
I think MLB is keeping him around. Like, first of all, he's not good. He's not the greatest umpire, right? But I think they keep him around because anytime he messes up, baseball gets talked about so much.
That's a good point. I don't know.
Maybe it's like a money,
but it's in a negative light.
But you're being talked about.
So here is Angel Hernandez umpire scorecard from yesterday.
You're a big scorecard guy, umpire scorecard guy.
I enjoy the umpire scorecards because yesterday there was 2 bad performances by home plate umpires, Angel Hernandez, and then there's also one more that I'll get to. And so in a game where New York wins 8-3 on Sunday, Angel Hernandez was correct 190 out of 202 pitches, which isn't horrible.
No.
190 out of 202. Overall accuracy, 94%. Let's see. It says he overall favor was a half a run for Toronto. So the Yankees were able to come, avoid that. 7 of 139 called balls were actual strikes. Speaking of, and one of those was right down the middle, literally right down the middle. He called it a ball. I'm assuming that the catcher was set up somewhere. 92% of actual strikes were called strikes. He missed 5 pitches outside the strike zone that he called a strike. However, there was a worse performance yesterday in the Major League Baseball world than Angel Hernandez. And really quickly here, because we were not planning to talk about this.
No.
And it was in the Astros-Rangers game.
Oh, no.
20 missed calls,
sir,
from Scott Berry, who is the home plate umpire in a 3-1 Houston Astros victory over the Texas Rangers. So we mentioned, right, there was only 5 missed pitches from Angel Hernandez. This guy missed 20. 137 of 157. Angel Hernandez saw 202 pitches with a much better ratio.
Yeah.
This guy sees 157 pitches and called just 137 of them correct.
Ooh, that's bad.
So not a great performance for home plate umpires yesterday on Sunday.
Not great, senor.
By the way, umpire scorecards, scorecards on Twitter. Fun little thing to do. All right, 402-464-5685, Honda Lincoln Hotline, Starter Heyman text line. Both of them open for you. Downtown Scott says, happy time. Darn right it is.
We got a thing, though, and I have to play something for it.
Oh, no.
It's from an unknown texter. I think, do you see it now?
I do.
Yep.
But we can't. We can't.
Why?
Because it's the text. We cannot play it. We cannot. I'm axing it. I'm sorry, Rico. We're axing
one
it.
time.
No.
One time.
No. No. And you know.
I know.
So it says, you texted us. You didn't mean to. Jay.
Looks like it's dead.
Would I be able to swing by now and pick up our taxes?
Thanks,
Todd. Well, Todd,
if you want to come by and pick up your taxes, I don't have them.
We don't have taxes.
I would be more than willing to write something on a piece of paper for you that says taxes completed.
IRS probably going to come after you at some point. But yeah, I'm sure Jay would allow you to swing on by.
Yeah, swing on by.
Get you the taxes or the milk coffee.
Yeah.
grab yourself some milk coffee.
Your tax is a nice, crisp high five from both of us. There you go.
I hope that in his phone he has taxes and then ticket in his contacts.
Oh,
and that is why
that could be
he accidentally texted
because you're
us.
not because ticket and J aren't
Not close.
unless he has it saved under J because he only wants to text Jay Foreman.
That'd be a potential. Notorious BIB says, why buy the glasses for the Eclipse? A welder's shield or welder's shield works just as good.
I feel like the glasses are cheaper.
Glasses may be cheaper. Also, for the instance of the Masters, they were just given out, and that is a memorabilia thing.
How many welder shields
those.
do you think they have down at Augusta?
Probably
Enough?
not very many.
You think they have enough?
No, not for patrons.
Notorious BIB, can you bring your welder shield if you have one? I'm guessing you do because you're mentioning it. Can you bring one here and I'll wear it?
We got a good show lined up today for you. Obviously, we're going to start off here talking about women's basketball, as it was a really, really exciting weekend. Not only for just the men's basketball Final Four and obviously national championship tonight, but also the women's basketball side of things, as the semifinals were incredible. Not many people, and maybe not enough people, were talking about the amount of UConn injuries that they have. And yes, they didn't beat Iowa on Friday.
They didn't have a bench.
But they got there.
Yeah.
Right. And that's remarkable. I also saw some statistics regarding like Gino Auriemma, Don Staley, their records. And I want to kind of talk to and get Rico's just initial reaction off of that.
Number of championships. I saw that one.
South Carolina just being able to own the third quarter against NC State on Friday afternoon was pretty remarkable as well. And then the national championship game. And it's going to blow the previous record out of the water, which guess what
14.3
was set on Friday.
Yep.
Was for, I think it was 14.2 specifically. It peaked at 17 million, which is more than a lot of other sports that we commonly consume, I suppose. So we're going to talk about that here in the first segment. Also get into a conversation about, if you did not see, Diana Taurasi had some thoughts on their little cast of the national championship game about Caitlin Clark.
Mm-hmm. And this incoming rookie class.
Yeah, just the incoming rookie class altogether. And it's becoming a common thing to hear and have these little sound bites and clips of either veteran athletes in whatever sport, or also just retired players having specific thoughts, most of the time negative, towards either rookies, younger athletes in college, how they're being, how they're doing their business, whether it's NIL, whether it's
transfer portal.
Yeah, transfer portal. There's a lot of opinions out there from the veteran athletes going on. So Rico and I want to dive into that.
The game, like it's getting slightly ridiculous, and I feel like we can speak to it a little bit. We can't speak to it on that level, and I would love if like Jay or Ramon were here and we could talk to them about it. Or Strick also. Maybe we'll talk to him about that a little bit in the crossover. But just the amount of veteran, retired, current older athletes in all of these leagues, NFL, NBA, WNBA, just all of these leagues, MLB. Well, MLB not so much.
Not as much.
Not so much. Just the way that they talk about the younger generation and the current state of the game has been largely negative. And I just want to have a conversation about that and why that might be, because I have a theory.
Well, so we'll get to that in just a moment. Husker basketball gets their first transfer portal commit. That's right. Nobody's leaving. It's instead somebody is joining the program in the form of Andrew Morgan from North Dakota State. We'll talk about that at 1:30 today. We're going to be joined by Tye Richardson of ESPN Radio down in Fayetteville, Arkansas, as Tye, obviously busy couple of hours and days on the horizon for folks that are covering the Arkansas Razorbacks, as John Calipari made waves last night, officially announcing that they're finalizing a 5-year deal. I want to get Rico's thoughts also in the 1:00 segment on Calipari. With the guy's 65 years old.
Is he
really? Starting a new journey, right? Starting a new job. And
not as stressful.
Not as stressful, but you also walked away from $33 million for it.
You did, and you stayed in the conference.
Yes.
So you're going to have to go back.
Arkansas does play at Rupp Arena next year. So there's that for you, too. And then also, last but not least, we'll dive into a little Nebraska baseball and softball. Husker baseball takes 2 of 3. They finished the week 2-2. And normally Nebraska, once they get ranked, they usually will fall out of the rankings. Not this time. They move up a spot and stay in the. We're going to go ahead and take a break. We'll step aside, talk national championships. We'll recap what we saw, thoughts from it. We'll talk about that veteran player, how they speak their opinion on the newer generation of athletes in their specific sport. We'll talk about that. Also dive into tonight's game as we get ready for UConn and Purdue coming up later this evening. And we'll do all that coming up next. Thanks to Empire Fence and Netting, as always, for their support of the program. We'll step aside, coming right back on 93.7 The Ticket.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the happy hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
If the week's been too hectic to even think about dinner, or your family can't handle one more night of leftovers, then it's time to let Hog Wild do the cooking. Hog Wild's family packs are one heck of a good deal for a complete barbecue meal loaded with all the smoked meats, tasty sides, buns, and sauces you need to feed your family. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
One action, no matter how small, can have a world of impact on the life of a child. Cedars started because one couple believed that they could provide a child with a better life. And that belief grew into the Cedars that we know today, a powerful force for good that helps thousands of kids across Nebraska. Belief grows.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and our annual spring sales event is now underway. We have absolutely huge savings right now at Koppel. New Sierras and new Silverados have a double whammy. Choose from APR starting at 1.9% or discounts over $9,000. Yes, that's right, 1.9% APR or discounts of over $9,000. So please take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street just south of the interstate, or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone back with the latest update from Andy Goodyear of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, your new car selection keeps getting better and better every month. Can you tell our listeners all about it?
You know, it sure is, Charlie. It's great that our customers can come in, pick out a new Honda, and drive away with it that day.
How many new Hondas do you have in stock?
Well, right now we have just about 100 in stock.
Hey, I hear you've won some very important awards in your service department. Tell us about them.
Well, the first one is we won the award for the first fixed award. So the cars are actually fixed on the very first time they're brought in. Second award is our Customer Service Experience Award. And then our third award is our Honda Express Service Elite. And we rank the best in quality and customer satisfaction.
Maybe it's time you come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Tune in every Wednesday night from 9 to 10 p.m. for the Malone Radio Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Don't miss the opportunity to learn about the Malone Community Center's goal to eliminate multi-generational poverty in Lincoln and the surrounding area. It's the Malone Radio Show with Executive Director John Goodwin and Sports Director Mike Hunter every Wednesday night from 9 to 10 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-2840.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, expecting mainly sunny skies, and it will be a little breezy but mild with a high around 67. Tonight, mainly clear with a light breeze and a low around 36. And tomorrow, we'll see a lot of sunshine and calm winds, an afternoon high around 69. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Spring is here. It's time to get back outside and into proper shoes this year. Brown Shoe Fit is the place to buy this spring with their sale on athletic shoes. Get $15 off any regular price athletic shoes with respected brands like Hoka, Brooks, New Balance, and On Running. And don't forget, Browns carries a large arrangement of sizes and widths to fit your feet properly. Start your spring off right at Brown Shoe Fit, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
I don't believe you people.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
What do you mean, you people? What do you mean, you people? Huh?
Sponsored by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert's here, Rico there, and you wherever you're tuning in from, whether it's on the FM dial, the website, theticketfm.com, the mobile app, which, by the way, works everywhere. I was driving up in the parking garage earlier this morning, listening to the app. Didn't cut out at all.
It does cut out on the radio.
It does.
It does.
Potentially.
Like,
Just gets
not pretend. It does. Right away. Right when you drive into the parking garage, it just goes.
Yeah, it gets staticky. You can hear like faint noises.
Yeah.
But you don't on the app.
No.
It works perfectly. So download the app.
Works down in
today.
Cabo.
It did work in Cancun.
It works in
I
California.
can attest to that.
Shout out to our listeners in Inglewood.
We do have listeners in Inglewood.
I don't know why, but we do.
It's the Brendan Radley Hiles.
You're right.
Contingent.
Shout out to Buki.
Never forget. 402-464-5685. The Honda Lincoln hotline, the Starter Heyman text line open for you. 8:20 p.m. tonight. Tip off for Purdue and UConn. A little bit too late. It's going to be well past people's bedtimes. It'd be better if it was at 7:20 p.m. Central Time, I think.
Like earlier than that, but later than when the women tipped off.
No,
there is a sweet spot in there.
There is.
And the NCAA is like, no.
You know where the sweet spot is? It's when the Super Bowl starts.
Yeah.
Like 5:40 p.m.
Boom. Right there.
It started. That is perfect.
Although they have to go a little later because it is a work day.
Understandable.
So you want people to get home, not have to worry about traffic, or they worried about traffic. So as soon as you get home, you got a little bit of time to kind of decompress and get yourself ready, get some food, whatever, get some snacks, go out, get some food, whatever, come back, and then you can watch. But it is very late.
Rico, I do love how you just play out these like hypothetical scenarios. Yeah, so we're gonna go to this establishment, grab food, come back, gotta have enough time.
I'm just
after
saying.
you stop at the grocery store.
I'm just saying.
You don't need to run through it.
You have to. Let's say you work downtown, right? You work downtown. You live out in Waverly. Why not? All right.
There it is.
So what you
you don't need to go through a hypothetical.
So what you got to do
if you're an adult
is you get. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got to deal with traffic, getting home, right? You get home and you're like, man, what a work day, and you just kind of like decompress. You're like, wait a minute, there's basketball on. I don't have any, like, you don't want to cook, right? You don't want to cook, but you got to order food. Problem is, everybody else is ordering food too. so it's going to take a little bit, right? It's going to take a little bit. So you order the food and you sit at home, you change out of your work clothes, you get in some comfier clothes, and then you drive to the place, you get your food, you come back, then you got to set it up for yourself, getting your comfy spot on the couch, getting your good luck spot. If you're one of those people, I'm one of those people. And then you sit down, you get the TV on, you get to the right channel, and then you're good to go. So it takes a little bit.
It's all about a hypothetical scenario.
It takes a little bit. That's why I'm a hypothetical guy. That's what I do.
There you go. So 8:20 tip-off. We'll get to the men's game in a moment. Let's talk about what happened on Sunday afternoon. As you mentioned, maybe a little bit too early of a tip-off, but I felt like it was. I mean, I sat down on my couch in my comfy spot.
See?
I watched Iowa and South Carolina.
There's a spot.
And it was really strange. Like they're trying to push this Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi simulcast on there, similar to like the Manning cast, if you will. And like it's fine. I tuned in to it for a little bit.
They had a bunch of different guests coming in.
Yeah, I went back to just the main broadcast after a couple of minutes or whatever. But one thing that did not that has leaked out and been talked about a little bit was Diana Taurasi's comments, and this was just one of them. There was multiple of like talking about, hey, if I was the number one pick, if I had the number one pick, I'm taking Paige Beckers in a heartbeat. I'm not taking Caitlin Clark. You had all the stuff come out
which
about,
is funny because Paige did declare she's
coming back to UConn, which is dangerous for women's college basketball in general. But then there was a lot of negativity towards Caitlin Clark this weekend, and just the rookie class in general potentially. They're also using Angel Reese a lot for promotion. Not projected to be a top 5 pick. Angel Reese isn't.
Should be a first rounder.
She'll be a first rounder. They're using her to promote a lot.
You've got Cardoso, who I think they said is going to go 5th. Cameron Brink's going to be up there as well.
Yes. But this is what Diana Taurasi had to say just about the WNBA draft and all. And maybe you agree, and maybe you're going to come out of this and say, okay, that wasn't that bad. And it's not necessarily supposed to be that bad. A lot of opinions came out this weekend, and this was one of them.
I mean, Camilla's coming. Caitlin's coming. There's more than just that are coming. What will the league have in store for them when they get there?
Look, SVP, reality is coming.
Okay.
There's levels to this thing, and that's just life. We all went through it.
Of course.
And you see it on the NBA side, and you're going to see it on this side where, you look superhuman playing against 18-year-olds, but you're going to come with some grown women that have been playing professional basketball for a long time. Not saying that it's not going to translate, because when you're great at what you do, you're just going to get better. But there is going to be a transition period where you're going to have to give yourself some grace as a rookie. And, it might take a little bit longer for some people.
So once again, you're going to, a majority of people are probably listening to that and saying, okay, no harm, no foul. That's just speaking facts about the transition from college sports to professional. Same way we talk about the transition in Nebraska football's case for Dylan Raiola from high school to college football. I think it's easy to look at like comparing Caitlin Clark specifically, where we easily do it to Sabrina Ionescu. Right. A guard that came out of a Power 5 school recently, was drafted number 1 overall, and has made the transition look pretty effortless. Not effortless, but pretty successful, right?
Like she had her struggles, but she's still doing really well.
So in college, I was looking at this earlier. Sabrina Ionescu in college averaged 19.7, 19.9, 17.5. Over her career, averaged 18 points per game with the Oregon Ducks. In the WNBA here, she averaged 18.5. She averaged then 13.5. And now the last 2 seasons, right on pace with what she was in college, of 17.5 and 17 points per game. Now, there's more to it than averages, yes. But we are noticing this of like, on both sides. In this case, Diana Taurasi talking about the adjustment that Caitlin Clark is going to have to make. She wouldn't take Caitlin Clark #1 overall. And then you see other people on the other side of it, LeBron James being #1, coming to Caitlin Clark's defense.
Mm-hmm.
And you have multiple people talking about Caitlin Clark and how it's going to feel effortless from a fan standpoint, right? When we're watching it unfold on the floor, it's going to look very similar to what we see in an Iowa uniform this year.
Yeah. Now, look, Caitlin Clark's averaging like 30-plus points a game in college, right? She's not going to do that in the WNBA in her first season. Like, that's just not going to happen. But you have to take into account that although, Diana Taurasi said, she's going to be playing with grown women who've been playing this game for a long time, right? I get that. But at the same time, she'll be playing against them. She'll also be playing with them. So instead of being at Iowa, where she has 2-3 other WNBA players on her team, she'll be with an entire team of professional basketball players that will be able to help her look better than she already is. Like, the scoring is there.
Yeah.
The shooting is there, right? She's
also
got
the
great
vision.
She's got great vision.
We saw the vision unfold over the weekend because she loves to push the pace, stop about 18 feet away from the baskets, pivot, and find like Hannah Stolke cutting towards the rim. We saw that so often.
And
yesterday.
teams kind of the thing is, like, teams figured out what she would do. When she drives right, she goes to the bucket. She'll either look to score or pass the ball off. Either way, like, something's going to happen. She's really good at that. When she goes left, she likes to pull up.
Yeah.
That's what teams found out. Guess what? You still weren't able to stop her. She's still putting up 30 points a game.
Well, and so the first team, I will say this to South Carolina's credit here. And Dawn Staley, I'm blanking on the name. One of Dawn Staley's in her post-game comments with Holly Rowe, one of the first people she shouted out was their director of scouting. Was their director of scouting because they got the scout report for Iowa. Obviously, just a couple of days rest, or not even a couple of days rest after playing on Friday, implemented it. And Dawn Staley said they presented it to their players in a way that they can understand and basically play it out. Caitlin Clark had an incredible first quarter yesterday afternoon.
Was it 18-19?
18 points in the first quarter. That was Caitlin Clark-esque. You know, it's not her going 5 of 20 the remaining 3 quarters.
Yep.
And her only making 1 3-pointer in the final 3 quarters of play. That is not Caitlin Clark-esque. We saw it in the second half. She started forcing some stuff as well because she realized this is on me. This is Hannah Stolke was very undersized in yesterday's game. Everybody against South Carolina when they're playing against them is undersized down in the paint.
Cardoso was 6'7".
Yes, Hannah Stolke played well. I think Hannah Stolke is 6'2", I believe so. Kate Martin struggled a little bit. You didn't have a Folter. They had some players that struggled yesterday. And so then we saw Caitlin Clark really press in the second half. And that eventually is what, South Carolina was able to do and pull away, especially when South Carolina, guess what? They're one of the best teams in the entire country at creating space and creating a margin on the scoreboard in the third quarter. And we saw that unfold on Friday.
We're talking about Caitlin Clark right now and the older players and how they, for whatever reason, dislike this newer generation, this newer crop of players. But I do want to really quickly shout out to South Carolina for completing the undefeated season, winning the championship, and Dawn Staley winning her 3rd championship as a coach, becoming one of, I think it was 5, if I remember correctly, coaches to win 3 or more championships. With, Gino Auriemma leading the way with his 11, which is just a ridiculous number.
Yeah.
They were showing the undefeated teams to win to complete an undefeated season, and everybody had 1. And then UConn had 7.
So, and I said these earlier today on the drive with AD Raff and Amon Green. These numbers with Gino Auriemma. Gino Auriemma has 11 titles in his career, like you just mentioned. Pat Summitt's second with 8. Kim Mulkey's at 4. Tara Van Derveer is at 3, and now Dawn Staley is at 3.
Yep.
But how about this? The record for Dawn Staley in the last 3 years, 109 wins, 3 losses. In the last 3 years, I'll repeat that, 109 victories and 3 losses for Dawn Staley. who had an incredible post-game press conference yesterday after their win.
It's amazing.
She
shouts out Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, I mean, and she has a point. Like, there's a lot of people that started watching college basketball, women's college basketball specifically, closer this season because of Caitlin Clark. And wow, my voice.
She's helping to elevate the game
of Caitlin Clark. And it'll also, the more I'm interested to see, the more eyes that go on women's college basketball, will that attract more eyes on the professional games? Because now it's not just Sabrina Ionescu or Brianna Stewart. It is, and obviously there's more, Asia Wilson and things like that, Ella Della Don as well. But then it's all right, Caitlin Clark, who just made history this year. Now, she wasn't able to, I want to make this clear, and as somebody that covers Nebraska and listening, and if you're a Nebraska fan listening, didn't win a ring. But Caitlin Clark, who transformed the game over her career, she now moves on to the WNBA. Folks saw Paige Beckers on Friday going up against Caitlin Clark. That will keep eyes on the college game, but then you also have Caitlin Clark, a couple of players we saw yesterday, moving on to the WNBA. Is there going to create this similar interest in, not to the point of 17 million, I understand that, but of, hey, you know what? I remember watching Caitlin Clark in college. I might watch when an Indiana Fever game is on ABC or ESPN.
Let me check
on
out,
a Sunday.
Let me check out Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston.
There you go.
Tag teaming it up and going up against the first game of the season. They go up against the two-time defending champion Las Vegas Aces. And if you want to talk about Caitlin Clark and what she's going to potentially do in the WNBA, and hopefully, her helping change the WNBA, check out what the Aces did, right? So their first game of the season is against the Indiana Fever, and they've already decided to move their game from the Michelob Ultra Arena that sits 12,000 people to the T-Mobile Arena in Vegas that sits 20,000 people.
Yeah.
They're already prepared for 8,000 more people to show up to their game. And yes, it's the Las Vegas Aces, and they're the, two-time back-to-back defending WNBA champions, so they have that going for them.
Yeah.
But Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, two in back-to-back years, the Indiana Fever get the number one overall pick, and they're going to have two transformative figures playing for them going up against the Aces in Las Vegas to start the season.
And I'm sure that there's going to be an adjustment period, like Diana Taurasi said when we played that clip at the beginning of the segment. I didn't have necessarily an issue with that comment.
No.
But it was more of, there's opinions flying out from everywhere.
I think it was during the broadcast, her and Sue and just the way that they were talking about Caitlin Clark. It just seems like, and this isn't directly just at the WNBA level. This is at the NBA level, the NFL level.
We're seeing it all over.
You see these veteran players, these retired players talking bad about this current crop of players or this new generation of players. And I don't really understand it. And I want to kind of chalk it up. And this isn't that, like, I have to be careful how I say this, but I feel like there's a twinge of jealousy with some of the older players when it comes to these newer guys and gals, because of what they're able to do and the way the game has changed. Like, Caitlin's able to score 30 points a game. Yeah, that could be due to the rule changes, but also it's the way that the game changed where you're taking more threes.
Well, it's that, but then guess what? It's that she can go make a couple $100,000 from State Farm.
And then there's that where they're able to make money in the collegiate ranks.
That's the other part too.
They're able to do all these things. The contracts are a lot bigger, and they're just like, okay, well, if you're getting paid this much, then you should be able to do this. And it's like, yeah, I get that to a certain extent, but you don't have to. Like, it would be so much more helpful for the game if the former players would help build up the game and talk better about these players. Although with the negative comments, some people go and they watch.
We're talking about it for 20 minutes here.
We'll see exactly what's going on. But I feel like it would be so much more helpful if they were to talk positively about the game and try to offer their own thoughts and opinions in not so negative of a light.
I think honestly, and before we get to break here, I think really, I mean, and this is not to make me sound like I'm hopping on the Caitlin Clark bandwagon or whatnot, but you do think about it, right? We talk about NIL and things like that. And I say this as I watch, not to change sports, Full Swing season 2 on Netflix. In Full Swing season 2 on Netflix, where that documentary follows the golfers here, They talk a lot about how balancing sponsorships and media inquiries and obligations away from the course has impacted their ability to practice on the course. So translate that to college basketball. And this isn't just Caitlin Clark. It's everybody, right? Whether you have one NIL deal or 12. We know of some of the NIL deals that Caitlin Clark was involved in. Nike, Gatorade, State Farm, and there's a plethora more. And to then handle those, handle school, and handle your business on the floor night in and night out.
Yeah.
It's a round of applause type of thing. You can be tired of watching her put up 30 against your favorite team, rightfully so.
Again.
But guess what? As we saw yesterday, and we've seen through multiple rankings that involve the Iowa Hawkeyes, it draws eyeballs. And that's a good thing for all parties involved. And even so, I'm not sure if you saw this, Rico, that women's college basketball up until this year, or I should say through this year, doesn't receive units on broadcast money.
I did see this.
And Lisa Bluter, who we all have thoughts and opinions on, yes, mentioned, why not start now? We're setting all these records TV-wise, revenue-wise, and nobody gets a slice of the pie. Well, Charlie Baker came out on Saturday or Sunday morning and said that's going to change starting next year. Charlie Baker, NCAA president, said that's going to change next year. So it's going to be a much more even pay scale with men's college basketball, women's college basketball, and the NCAA tournament specifically. And once again, if you look at the numbers, the facts, the stats, you can sit here and be in your car or on your lunch break and say, oh, well, I don't care about women's college basketball as much as the men's tournament. That might be true for you, but in terms of TV product, revenue, facts, stats, viewership, at one point on Friday, 17 million people were watching Iowa basketball. There you go. That's a big part of it. All right, 402-464-5685. Once again, coming up rest of the show, we'll be here until 2 o'clock or so. It's 12:50, which means the eclipse should have started-ish right now.
The moon is getting closer.
The moon's getting closer. Rico has a little bit better of a view of it than I do.
I got the awning.
Okay.
I think the sun's like somewhere in that direction.
Gotcha.
So there's a wall here.
All right, we'll keep you updated on the eclipse from our standpoint. We have a window now.
We do.
This is the first year of a window, so we'll be able to see it when it gets really dark outside. Appreciate you guys spending your noon hour with us. We'll be here till 2 o'clock. Got a lot of stuff coming up. We'll step aside. We'll talk a little Husker basketball Husker basketball when we come back. 1 o'clock hour, it's going to be a lot of men's college basketball as Calipari leaves for Arkansas. Players are meeting at Calipari's home. It's been announced later this afternoon as well. As it looks all looking towards he's moving on to Arkansas. We'll be joined by Tye Richardson of ESPN Radio down in Fayetteville, Arkansas at 1:30 to talk about John Calipari, talk about the Razorbacks. Because don't forget, the Razorbacks struck out on Chris Beard, on Jerome Tang, and potentially more before finally luring Calipari away from Kentucky and that $33 million. So a lot of stuff to talk to about with Tye Richardson of ESPN Radio down in Arkansas. We'll step aside, come right back on the happy hour on 93.7 The Ticket.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round. And their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Hey guys, it's Bill Bush. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty has opened a new location in Pender, Nebraska, in addition to their office in Lincoln. The real estate world can be confusing, so why wouldn't you want an expert helping you every step of the way? If you're looking to buy or sell farmland in Nebraska, Kansas, or Iowa, give Ethan Sorensen a call today at 402-380-0432 or visit them online at nextagrealestate.com. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty with locations in Lincoln and now Pender, Nebraska.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Service Ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Spring is here. It's time to get back outside and into proper shoes this year. Brown Shoe Fit is the place to buy this spring with their sale on athletic shoes. Get $15 off any regular price athletic shoes with respected brands like Hoka, Brooks, New Balance, and On Running. And don't forget, Browns carries a large arrangement of sizes and widths to fit your feet properly. Start your spring off right at Brown Shoe Fit, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here. Summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Buckle up and hang on. This is going to be a good one.
The fans of Kansas Speedway know how to have a good time. One that celebrates fantastic finishes and family-friendly facilities. Trading paint.
We got feuding
and tailgating tradition. Burnouts, beer, and barbecue. Oh, it'll for sure be a good time, and you are all invited. NASCAR weekend at Kansas Speedway, May 4th and 5th. Get your tickets now at kansasspeedway.com.
Take your internet service to new levels with Allo, your award-winning internet provider across our fiber hoods. Allo isn't just about the fastest internet available. It's about connecting you to your world, work, and play seamlessly. Our award-winning service ensures affordable, secure, and reliable connectivity, setting us apart. Ready to transform your internet experience? Experience the fiber difference today. Sign up now at allofiber.com. Allo, connecting your world.
High schoolers, unleash your creativity and learn about potential careers in broadcasting at the Digital Expressions Media Camp. Have fun, make friends, and get hands-on experience with video and radio production June 9th through the 14th at the University of Nebraska at Kearney. Scholarships are available from the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and spots are limited. Learn more at digitalexpressionscamp.com. That's digitalexpressionscamp.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
Even before you start. That was a preemptive shh.
and Enrique Alvarez Clary.
I already had someone created in my image. He's evil, he wants to take over the world, and he fits easily into most overhead storage bins.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in. Happy Monday. It's still the happy hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick and Rico. Good stuff so far on women's college basketball. Ted brought up a good question here on the Starter Heyman text line, 402-464-5685. Says, what is that sustainable after Caitlin's gone? You need a product as enticing as Caitlin Clark to continue to maintain the viewership. I think to that point, Ted, is kind of something we just mentioned. If folks were watching that game yesterday, you would notice that there was a bulk of South Carolina players, most notably Tessa Thompson, who was a freshman. So you have at least 3 more years, or 2 more years, I should say, of Tessa Thompson.
You get another
with
year
South
of Paige
Carolina.
Beckers.
You get another year of Paige Beckers,
Which that's going to be the big one. And I understand she's at UConn, and people are like, oh, I don't want to watch UConn. They're a powerhouse, whatever. No, she's great. Watch her.
She is fun to watch. I think also like Haley Van Lith is transferring somewhere else from LSU.
Yeah, she didn't put her name in the WNBA draft after their season ended, or within the however long they had, whatever that date was that they had to have their names in there. And she did enter the portal. I wonder where she's gonna go.
I would say this. I mean, not even coming at Ted. Like, I would ask this: what allows men's college basketball to stay enticing? And it's new stars, right? I think it's new stars. I think it's the development, maybe not on the same scale. And I'm not naive to everything. So before any angry texts come in, we're not naive to that. And there's not going to be even viewership and equal viewership, I guess. But and it's not going to be on the scale of 17 million peaking in the Final Four, even 8 million. But
it could.
But it's going to be better. And that's what I think is something to hang your hat on, and Caitlin Clark specifically
you gotta
can be credited for that.
Look, Juju Watkins is still at USC. She broke I believe it was Caitlin's freshman scoring record, the amount of points scored in a freshman season. Juju Watkins broke that. If you watch USC play, she's a blast to watch. You've got I don't remember the names and I feel bad about it, but you've got the freshman center at Iowa State. You've got the freshman center at Utah. There are plenty of really good potential star players in women's college basketball. You just have to keep watching. This year, who's the star of men's college basketball?
That would be real interesting because you can go off the player of the year, and that's the easy one. So it'd be Zach Edey. Yeah, but then also Donovan Clingan is out here.
But is Zach Edey fun to watch? Do you turn on a Purdue game, or do you turn on men's basketball and you're just man, can't wait to watch 7'4" Zach Edey turn around and hook shot it in and
get every foul,
be smart and not get fouls and get 3 blocked shots a game.
He draws fouls.
Am I super excited to watch Zach Edey shoot free throws?
I kind of am tonight.
But not
Donovan Clingan.
Because the difference is when I say that, people be well, you watch, the NBA and James Harden shoot. Yeah, but James Harden's crossing people up and shooting deep threes. Zach Edey doesn't do. He's just big and drawing fouls.
Okay, that is interesting. 402-464-5685. Who is the face of men's college basketball? It's probably
Zach Edey. But maybe this is dumb of me, but I don't get excited to watch Zach Edey play basketball.
Because that's what's interesting is we talk, and Diana Taurasi and Sue Bird talk down on the WNBA draft this year.
Mm-hmm.
The NBA draft's not much better.
The WNBA draft is great this year. I don't know why they were talking down
on it. So they were talking down on it, and the NBA draft is not great.
It's not great. It's all overseas guys.
It's all overseas guys. Dalton Connect is probably going to be one of the first guys from a college taken off the board.
I believe so. And if you think Zach
Edey's going to be 8-9.
Yeah, if you think Zach Edey's going to get in the first, he's not getting drafted in the first round. He'll be drafted in the second round, and he will be in the G League for a very long time.
That'd be interesting. 402-464-5685. Who's the face of men's college basketball this year? And try to take away your Nebraska bubble, I suppose. Downtown Scott says it's Zach Edey. A lot of people hate him, just like a lot of people don't like Caitlin Clark.
It's not that I don't hate Zach Edey. I don't hate him at all.
It's just not exciting to watch.
Yeah, it's not exciting to watch Zach Edey play basketball. Whereas, you've got 7-footers. Victor Wembanyama is 7'5", but he's fun to watch because he's crossing people up and shooting deep threes and getting crazy assists. Like, that's fun to watch. Whereas, and you'll be like, oh, well, it's a traditional back to the basket center. No, that's not what it is either, because Andre Drummond, back when he played and he was at his peak, was a back to the basket center, but he was fun to watch because he was uber athletic and he was dunking on people left and right and getting offensive rebounds and shoving people out of the way.
So,
like, it's not the play style, it's his play style that I just don't get excited to watch him play.
So here's what's interesting. So Fox Sports sent out an article at the beginning of the tournament and was like, all right, these are the top 68 players or top 68 faces in the NCAA tournament. So you would assume that the quote unquote face of men's college basketball would be on this list. In no particular order. I mean, I'll read them in order, but this isn't coming from us. Zach Edey, Caleb Love at Arizona, Tristan Newton at UConn, Dalton Connect at Tennessee, RJ Davis at North Carolina, Reed Shepherd at Kentucky, Terrence Shannon Jr. at Illinois, certainly, Baylor Shireman at Creighton, Kyle Filipkowski, a couple more here. We got...
maybe I just didn't pay attention as much to men's college basketball this year because Nebraska was having a successful season, but it's just the names just aren't there. Like, I know all those names, but it's not like I'm looking at that guy and going, yeah that's the next dude in the NBA.
Yeah,
there isn't that guy in this version of college basketball.
That's okay. So, and we got a text here from 3994 that says, honestly, and he means Armando Baycott. Honestly, Baycott was more exciting than Zach Edey. Latex Mallard from MySpace man, says it's more based on coaches than players. As soon as players get good, they leave for overseas or for the G League. And that's an interesting point,
that
because
G League thing kind of failed.
It has failed, and I think it's going to change. I think it's going to get
the G League
less
Ignite
and
is
less.
done.
Yeah,
the G League Ignite is done. When
That's
we
right.
went down to Vegas, we talked to one of the guys because where the Vegas Thrill for the Professional Volleyball Federation, where they play, at Dollar Loan Center is where the G League Ignite play.
Okay.
Right? And we talked to one of the guys that works there, and he's like, it's not great attendance wise.
So okay, to that point, I think MySpace man or Latex Mallard from MySpace. I can't call him MySpace man. He's got a good point, is because he talks about coaches, and a lot's made of, I think, college basketball coaches. John Calipari was one of them, right? And were they going to be able to get over that first round bugaboo? They weren't this year against Oakland.
Mm-hmm.
But then I also think something that has maybe hurt the sport is a couple of legendary coaches have moved on, and that's Coach Mike Krzyzewski and then obviously Roy Williams as well, have both retired and moved on. Jim Boeheim as well, like faces of the tourney. And I think it's going to be the same for like a Michigan State when Tom Izzo retires too.
That's going to be weird.
It's going to look so weird, which then it's like that nostalgia feeling of, I'm going to tune into the NCAA tournament to watch Michigan State and Tom Izzo, because Tom Izzo's teams in March are just able to win.
Izzo's March Magic, regardless of their record, if they make it into the tournament,
record or seed,
they're winning 2 games.
Yeah, and so like that's a really interesting point, because some of the coaches, once again on this Fox Sports article that says coaches with spotlights on them, Matt Painter is the first one listed. John Shire's down there. Rick Barnes at Tennessee. But then it's like guys like TJ Otzelberger, and it's guys like Greg Gard at Wisconsin. And do you really want Greg Gard as a face of college basketball coaches?
Is that the guy?
Even like the Shaka Smarts or TJ Otzelbergers.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want those guys, or Danny Hurley, who for in all of his quirks and weirdness? Do you want Danny
anger?
Do you want Danny Hurley as the face of college basketball coaches?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. But
like, you still
that's
have
just some
Bill
kind of an
Self.
open-ended thought.
Like, you still have Bill Self as one of the faces, but you have Bill Self and all of his NCAA violations as one of the faces.
There you go. All right, let's step aside. We got a group. I don't know. Do you think they see us in the window?
I don't think they do.
I don't think
what
they
are
have.
doing? I have the computer. What's going on? Are they just standing there?
They're just standing there. One of their friends are sitting crisscross on the ground.
Hold on, I'm gonna show you guys on the stream.
I don't think they know that we're here.
There they are.
They're just sitting there. But
guys.
nonetheless, okay, now we're moving on. All right, we're ready to go.
Oh,
Okay.
she's tying her shoe?
Potentially. That would have been much more understandable. Let's stop or step aside. When we come back, we'll pivot to Husker baseball. Let's talk about the Diamond Sports, because Nebraska baseball moves up in the rankings after a 2-2 week. We'll discuss Will Bolt's squad when we come back.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the happy hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, this is State Senator Carolyn Bozin. As a state senator, wife, and mom, I believe Lincoln is a great place to work and raise a family. My husband Reggie and I are local family business owners and actively involved in our community. Last year, I voted for the largest property tax relief package in Nebraska history. Property tax relief is important to every family, and I will continue to deliver more property tax relief to working families. This is Carolyn Bozin, and I am asking for your vote on May 14th. Paid for by Bozin for Legislature.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you are passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
Your sprinklers are watering the street or flooding your backyard. If you're on a list that doesn't exist, it's time for Judson Irrigation. At Judson Irrigation, Lee or Lacey or Judson will make an appointment. You pick the time and they'll be there to fix your sprinkler system. Now that's service, a dying art these days.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Whether you're looking for a place to stay for a concert at PBA, a Nebraska home game, or just a night on the town, the Courtyard Lincoln Downtown Haymarket is the place for you. Enjoy an evening at one of many restaurants or bars within a short walking distance. Business travelers at the hotel will enjoy free high-speed internet access, a 24-hour business center, and large in-room workstations. And check out the Bistro, where you'll enjoy healthier food and beverage options, as well as high-tech conveniences. Book your room today at the Courtyard Lincoln Downtown Haymarket.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-2840.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, expecting mainly sunny skies, and it will be a little breezy but mild with a high around 67. Tonight, mainly clear with a light breeze, and a low around 36. And tomorrow we'll see a lot of sunshine and calm winds, having a high around 69. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Old School with DP and J.
So I knew that it was a crapshoot with the grown-up professionals at the highest level. Who's going to bet? I don't know whether the starting center's girlfriend broke up with him, whether his parents have groceries that week. I don't know whether his roommate and him had a fight. So why would I want to bet on that?
93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Early break with Sip and Jake.
I'd like to have my fun maybe more like on like a Tuesday, like in February or something. Let's see if I can pull a prank on somebody. But not on
it's
prank
like his
day.
total amateur hour.
Yeah, it's just like National Prank Day. Yeah.
Yeah, I do got a little announcement to make.
What's that? Oh, wait, breaking news?
I won't be here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Monday.
Whoa, what, Kitty? This
April Fools.
Oh! He got it. That's actually well done. It's so good.
Early break with Sip and Jake from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, maybe I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I am a huge guy.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Breaking news, the eclipse has started.
It has begun.
The little crescent cut out of the sun, or covered of the sun.
Just like
they didn't cut the sun.
Yeah, cut the clean in two.
Just
the moon
sliced it.
The moon attacked the sun.
There's one day a year where the moon just overpowers the sun.
The moon and the sun fight, and it looks like today the moon is winning. I'm just saying, we should all be careful.
There it is.
I've already got my escape plan. What's yours?
Have you ever seen a shooting star, Rico?
Yes. Have you ever seen a meteor shower?
No, I've never seen. I'm just always missing it.
I feel like you're not a look up at the stars kind of guy.
I mean, I used to have a telescope.
Nah, bro. First off, you got to get out the city, right? You get out of the city. All the light pollution doesn't allow you to see the stars.
Yep. Okay.
So what you do? I go out to the farm. Or, we go out to the farm.
I do remember that. Yeah,
we go out to the farm a lot. You go out to the farm.
I've been to the farm.
Beautiful out there. See all the stars.
Oh, yeah. I need to get out of the city.
Shout out to astronomy.
Let me get out of the city.
Maybe both of them. I don't know. Shout out to the stars.
Yeah, it's been a pretty disappointing astrology life for me.
What's your sign?
Pisces?
Don't ask me. I don't know your sign.
I was asking February. I think that's Pisces.
I don't know.
I also don't know if I believe in all that stuff.
I'm a Scorpio. That's why I'm so fired.
Somebody says somebody says go spend we should do our, what is that called?
I don't know.
Horoscopes.
Should we?
One day.
Do you want to do it now?
No, we got too much to talk about today.
Do you want to do our horoscopes tomorrow?
No, we can't.
After UConn beats Purdue?
Maybe we'll find out just to see how we're feeling. To feel how on that particular Thursday.
I kind of want to look mine up now.
We can do it during the break.
I don't believe any of it, but I want to look it up.
402-464-5685. They make it to where I've looked it up once or twice in my day.
It's so generic that it's like, wow.
Wow, you know what? They're actually pretty accurate to what I'm feeling today.
I do feel like I'm going to have a good day.
I am feeling enlightened and powerful.
Wow.
So, Husker baseball.
There is good news in my future. I just got a raise. How'd they know?
So anyway, Husker baseball was ranked. They broke into the top 25 last week, 24th. Followed that up with a frustrating loss at Creighton, and then followed it up with taking 2 of 3, winning a series. Most importantly, against the Ohio State Buckeyes on over the weekend. And Sunday was just a tough one. It was a windy weekend in general. Nebraska was able to come from behind on Saturday specifically and win 7-3. And on Sunday, it was a windy day, obviously, and they had Nebraska allowed a grand slam in the late innings that put Ohio State up 9-3. And they just didn't get a good start, right? Nebraska's still struggling and trying to navigate finding a third starter in that rotation. You'll remember a couple of years ago, for a while, for over the course of a few years, it was they would have I believe it was a year of like Povich, Chance Roach, and then it was Shea Shanneman on Sundays. They had a pretty clear-cut number 3, and that guy was Shanneman. Shanneman wouldn't get you more than, five in a game. That's really all you needed on Sunday, because the guys on Friday and Saturday did their job. And that's what Will Bolt said on Saturday after their 7-3 victory. Was he said, listen, we're excited going into Sunday because we have a full bullpen. Well, and you know why? Is because a guy like Brett Sears went out and shoved. On Friday night, he had a complete game shutout, did Brett Sears. And Sears, once again, complete game shutout in a 3-0 victory against the Ohio State Buckeyes. Sears, 9 innings, 2 hits allowed, 10 strikeouts, not a single walk. You want to talk about an efficient and quality outing?
Control.
There you go. 9 innings pitched, just allowed 2 hits, didn't walk anybody, didn't allow any runs, and 10 strikeouts. That'll work. That'll work if you're Brett Sears or if you're Will Bolt. So that performances like that, not that you need a complete game shutout or a complete game every single Friday, but if Brett can continuously get you those 6-7 innings, maybe the quality starts, then that sets you up better for Saturday. And if Saturday's guy, which in this case, I believe, I want to say it was McConaughey. Don't quote me on that. I believe it was Mason McConaughey.
I won't quote.
Then it worked out. He did his job on Saturday for the most part as well. And then Sunday, Drew Christo got the start and didn't really make it far into the game, into the middle innings. And so it was just a tough Sunday on the mound. Will Walsh came in, was a little bumpy at the start, then settled in. And then Rand Sanders, I believe, was the guy who finished things off for Nebraska when it was all said and done. And so Nebraska men's baseball, or Nebraska baseball, now 22-7 on the year. And there was some worry that, okay, they go 2-2. They win a series, but they lose a midweek game against a 27-5 Creighton Blue Jays squad now. Mm-hmm. And it was some concern of, okay, you just get into the polls at 24. Now you're going to probably fall out of them because you went 2-2 on the week, and knowing the respect or lack thereof that the Big Ten Conference gets, you might fall out.
How much do you think the shutout helped?
Well, potentially, but I think just a series win helps. And Nebraska doesn't move out of the polls. They instead move up a spot. So now they are 23rd going into this week. Another important midweek game. They head down to Lawrence, Kansas tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Tuesday night against the Jayhawks down in Lawrence, Kansas. That's an all-turf field, little cool spot down there. And
will they actually be able to go on like the Kansas State one where it got canceled?
Let's hope. I don't think there's supposed to be rain.
I don't know what the
or
Eclipse,
cold temperatures will
do.
It's tomorrow, so Eclipse won't do anything.
Might mess with the weather for tomorrow.
I
don't know what Eclipses.
They will go to the former home of Todd Frazier and the Rutgers Scarlet Knights.
I knew that.
Nebraska travels to Rutgers this weekend. They play a 3-game set against the Scarlet Knights. 5 p.m. on Friday, 3 p.m. on Saturday, and 11 a.m. on Sunday before, guess what? Another opportunity at the Creighton Blue Jays, this time at Haymarket Park. So Nebraska, 22-7 on this year, 5-1. They are currently in first place in the Big Ten standings. Illinois is behind them. Illinois not on Nebraska's schedule this year. So that's kind of a positive note there. Your series to come for Nebraska baseball: Rutgers, Maryland, Iowa, Minnesota, Indiana, and then you finish things off with Michigan State. You have midweek games against Kansas, Creighton, Kansas again, Creighton again, Kansas State, South Dakota State, kind of wedged in there with those weekend series. So Nebraska baseball, 22-7 this year, 5-1 in the Big Ten Conference, and ranked 23rd in the country, according to D1 Baseball.
Always nice to have that number next to your name.
Yeah. Go prove it.
Yeah.
Go live it up.
You actually
tomorrow
have to
night.
take care of some midweek games, and hopefully if you can do that and you can take care of some business again in the midweek against Creighton, who
Is Creighton ranked yet? Or are they going to be?
They are not ranked.
No. Is the Big East down? Do we know
Big
that?
East is down.
Big East.
UConn's the only Big East baseball team that really does anything.
Okay.
Now Creighton does, though.
Yeah.
And that's what's interesting. Nebraska, or the state of Nebraska, may have 2 at-large bids. They may have 2 at-large, where if Nebraska doesn't win the Big Ten tournament, all signs are pointing to them being able to get in no matter what. And Creighton the same way. Creighton at 27-5. That's really impressive. They haven't played necessarily a whole lot of folks.
Not a murderer's row of a schedule.
Yeah, but Creighton is up there 27-5. And as we say with Nebraska, win the ones you're supposed to win. Creighton's done that. Nebraska has a chance to do it tomorrow against the Kansas Jayhawks. Kansas on the year as I try to pull up their record for folks. Tell you a little bit more about the Jayhawks.
I mean, they're playing in a Big 12 conference that has a ton of really good baseball teams. Just the Big 12, just really good at stickball sports because they're really good at softball as well as Texas and Oklahoma were going at it. Texas ended the Sooners, 40-game home or Big 12 winning streak, which is just crazy.
Yeah, for softball. So Kansas baseball is 15-14 on the season. They are 7-8 in the conference. They're on a 4-game losing streak. They were swept by West Virginia at home this last weekend. Also lost to Wichita State during a midweek last week.
You got to take care of that.
You got to take care of business. They how about this? Earlier in the season, took 2 of 3 from 3rd-ranked TCU at home. But they also lost to 24th-ranked Kentucky down in Round Rock, Texas, earlier in the season.
That's the Big 12 for you. Take down number 3, lose to 24, lose to everyone else.
How about this? After Nebraska riveting tough matchups at home, they have a home series against Pacific.
Hey,
Pacific. There you go.
Big fan of Pacific.
All right, let's talk a little Jim Calipari. We'll do that with Tye Richardson of ESPN Radio down in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Tye will join us. He's been on the program before, talk baseball.
Yeah, usually we bring Tye in for baseball.
When Arkansas makes the College World Series,
Which is quite often.
We're going to bring in Tye for a little bit of Arkansas basketball because a lot of news coming out of the Fayetteville and Lexington, Kentucky areas. Musselman off to USC. Was that a surprise? We'll ask him about that. We'll ask him about Jerome Tang and Chris Beard, and were those guys ever real possibilities? And why did Arkansas strike out? We'll ask them. Is it considered a strikeout?
Do you consider that a strikeout?
Is it considered a strikeout? Not now with Calipari, but
Coach
before.
Cal's your 3rd option.
But before Calipari, was it a strikeout? We'll talk about that with Tye Richardson of ESPN down in Fayetteville. Do that next on the Happy Hour.
Follow Nick and Enrique on Twitter at Nick_Sainert and at Radio Rico AC. More of Happy Hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Buckle up and hang on. This is going to be a good one.
The fans of Kansas Speedway know how to have a good time. One that celebrates fantastic finishes and family-friendly facilities. Trading paint.
We got feuding
and tailgating tradition. Burnouts, beer, and barbecue. Oh, it'll for sure be a good time, and you are all invited. NASCAR weekend at Kansas Speedway, May 4th and 5th. Get your tickets now at kansasspeedway.com.
At Doane University, we build leaders, and that means your success and achievements come first.
At Doane University, your future is uniquely yours, and our world-class liberal arts education is just the beginning.
We invite you to schedule your campus visit and experience why Doane University will start you on your journey to your future career.
Learn more by scheduling your personal campus visit today at doane.edu/visit. See you soon.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mixed Concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. Nebco offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From Nebco's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com.
Hey, Husker Nation, Matt Davison here with 1890. It's an exciting time to be a Husker fan, and to keep that momentum going, we need your help. Nebraska's always been a leader in college athletics, and we're doing the same through name, image, and likeness. NIL is a unique opportunity for every Husker fan to have a direct impact on the success of our programs. Through 1890, 100% of your contribution goes to the student athletes. So go to 1890nebraska.com, choose your sport, become a member, and help the Huskers recruit and retain the best. Go Big Red.
Your sprinklers are watering the street or flooding your backyard. If you're on a list that doesn't exist, it's time for Judson Irrigation. At Judson Irrigation, Lee or Lacey or Judson will make an appointment. You pick the time and they'll be there to fix your sprinkler system. Now that's service, a dying art these days.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career, or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert and Enrique Alvarez Clary.
This isn't the real Caesar's Palace, is it?
What do you mean?
Did Caesar live here?
No.
I didn't think so.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back into the Happy Hour 93.7, The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick and Rico with you. John Calipari is finalizing a deal to go to Arkansas, coach the Razorbacks after Eric Musselman decides to depart for USC. And to get more, information on that, we'll turn to the Allo VIP line. VIP line, brought to you by Allo Fiber, where they understand the importance of exceptional service with a local heart. And we're joined by Tye Richardson of ESPN Radio down in Fayetteville, Arkansas, co-host of Show Down There. Tye, appreciate the time, man. It's been hectic, I'm sure, the last 24 hours.
Guys, it's been more than hectic. And I thought I was going to have a normal Monday. You know, we're up getting ready for this eclipse in Harrison, Arkansas, at our friends at Big Creek Trading Company. What do you know? Things really start to percolate in the last 24 to 48 hours, and it looks like, barring a change, that John Calipari is going to be Arkansas's next head basketball coach, which, guys, he's Elvis. I mean, this is Elvis coming to Fayetteville, and I hated every bit of him with every fiber of my being prior to the last 48 hours. And I'm like, Cal in Fayetteville? kind of like it a little bit.
You know what? Maybe he isn't that bad of a guy.
So Tye,
maybe he's not a fraud. Maybe he's not a terrible human being.
Tye,
funny how things change.
Let's back up. Okay, we'll get to Calipari in a moment because there's a lot there that I want to talk about. Let's talk about, though, the last couple of weeks, right? Because Arkansas, compared to previous seasons under Muss, they had struggled this year just a little bit, and he ends up leaving to go to USC. Was that a surprise that he left on his own, or was it kind of a this situation's getting stale? The success has been here. It wasn't here this year. It's time to part ways.
So the backstory on this, at least from the outside looking in, is John Tyson and John Calipari have been friends for several years now. John Tyson, of course, head of Tyson Foods in Northwest Arkansas. I think that once Barnhart and him publicly said that he's staying on, I was expecting, okay, he's got another year or two, and then he'll be gone next year. Instead, I mean, you listen to Kentucky Sports Radio, and they're talking about how he's had interest in other jobs since then. And he is – I saw a report that Cal – and I've heard him talk about this. I think he's got a lot of respect for the Arkansas job, and I think he has for quite some time. And it's not Kentucky. As an Arkansas grad, as an Arkansan, I'll be the first to tell you it's not as good as the Kentucky job. But the Kentucky job wears on you a little more than what this job presents. Not that Arkansas fans don't love their basketball, and I would argue it's the second or third best job in the SEC, but he's lost – a lot of Kentucky fans have lost faith in him, and now we'll see if he can restore faith in this basketball program. And I say faith. I mean, they had one year lapse after Muss left, but this will be a really intriguing SEC slate this next year, fellas.
Well, and Tye, when you look at Arkansas basketball, let's talk about real quickly before we really focus on Cal about the coaching search over the last couple of days, because from our perspective up here in good old Lincoln, Nebraska, it's been all right. Chris Beard staying at Ole Miss. Jerome Tang gets that extension at K-State. And before last night at 10 p.m. Central Time, before Calipari broke, it was like, okay, who's Arkansas going to go get?
Yeah, and it's been a weird time for Razorback fans, because I think you framed it accurately. It went from, all right, Chris Beard's the guy, to, all right, what are you going to get? Jerome Tang, Will Wade, Darryl Walker, former Razorback coach in Little Rock, and then all of a sudden it goes to John Calipari. It just takes a monster left turn out of nowhere. And I think Arkansas fans it was overwhelmingly positive on our show this morning. I think Razorback fans are excited, and they should be, right? You should be excited. I think that you think about the number one baseball team in the country, a Nebraska native, Dave Van Horn, has been overshadowed. We talked baseball for 4 minutes this morning, 2 different segments, 2 minutes each. Wow. That's it. And that's the number one baseball team in the country that's now 11-1 in the SEC, swept Ole Miss for the first time in 20-plus years, and has been dominant through the first handful of games. And yet they were on not just the afterburner, fellas. They weren't even like a point of discussion this morning. That's how prevalent this news is, that it's led off every national radio and TV show, sports-wise, John Calipari to Arkansas.
We're speaking with Tye Richardson of ESPN Radio down there in Arkansas. And Tye, when we talk about the structure of Arkansas basketball, what does that look like? Because nowadays in the NIL era, if you will, and obviously Calipari walked away from, we know, $33 million in a potential buyout. When you talk about the structure of Arkansas Razorback basketball, what does that look like?
I think it looks like a totalitarian regime. I mean, Cal's going to want complete control. He's going to want plenty of funds. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I haven't been around. That might be a better question for someone who's covered Kentucky the last few years, and we're trying to get someone on tomorrow, so hopefully that happens, because I think Arkansas fans want to know the vantage point. I mean, they've hated Cal for 10-plus years, and now they're expected to just flip a switch. It doesn't happen like that. We've still got some pushback and some fans that haven't jumped on board yet, and I get it. He's won one tournament game in 5 years. Mm-hmm. I understand that. Like, there's an expectation. You're paying him all this money. You expect him to go win a little bit. I think Final Four in the next 5 years is what Arkansas fans expect. Hopefully a national championship accompanies that. But I expect a complete program controlled top to bottom by the new head coach of Arkansas.
In this day and age of college athletics, as we all of us, myself, Rico, you, Ty, talk about it on a daily basis, this new era and landscape of collegiate athletics, whether it's basketball, football, baseball, whatever it may be. It's hard to win a title. It's hard to keep a roster together. And especially in Coach Cal's case, where there's a lot of active NBA players and there's a lot of guys that aren't in college for very long for him. Coach Calipari is 65 years old, and obviously it's being reported a 5-year deal. I mean, realistically, how long of a situation do you guys view Coach Calipari at Arkansas?
Give us the best 5 years of your life. Give us the last hurrah, give us the last ride, and then go off into the sunset. You're not going to be known as a Razorback your entire life. He's a guy that's been a UMass, to Memphis, Kentucky. But my goodness gracious, I mean, give us your best. And if that's a Final Four, great. If that's a national championship, great. This is a Hall of Fame coach, y'all. It's the biggest hire Arkansas has ever had in the history of their basketball, baseball, football program. It's not close. I mentioned the Elvis term earlier. That was a phrase that my boss said, and it stuck. I mean, this guy's a rock star, and it doesn't matter if he's in Fayetteville or Lexington. I mean, people are drawn to him. You're going to have recruits that aren't just currently signed and committed with Kentucky, but all over the country that are looking at this like, man, what's going on in Fayetteville? Every single high school young man in the country, as of this morning, Googled Fayetteville, Arkansas. They Googled the Arkansas basketball program, and they Googled what's going on because they want to know why this guy potentially, and again, it's still a report. It's all but confirmed, but it's still a report out there.
Yeah.
Why this guy is going to wind up in Fayetteville.
Is there any concern on the Arkansas front of why it's not confirmed yet?
I think that I have a little bit of a reservation because I thought the beer thing was signed, sealed, delivered, and it ends up reverting and not being the case. I think with Cal, you wait. I had to stop and correct myself like a bajillion times this morning because it is just a report. Now, it's a report nationally. It's a report locally, but it's still just a report. There's no official statement from the University of Arkansas. And until we reach that juncture, we can't fully invest. You might be 95% there. You can't invest 100% though. Can you guys imagine the heartbreaking fashion?
Oh man!
Like Hoiberg so Cal's not an Arkansas guy, but he is one of the most revered coaches in college basketball. Hoiberg is a Nebraska guy. Can you imagine if that report a couple years back, where he was about to be named head coach, had reverted and he ended up not? I mean, our Nebraska fans would be devastated, and deservedly so. And so Arkansas fans, again, while they're not tied down to like a hometown, homegrown potential basketball coach, this is still as crazy as a story that they are hoping comes to fruition in the next day or so.
That would be a fascinating way for it to play out, because then it's the awkward return to Kentucky of, okay, well, we know you don't really want to be here, and nice try, good luck trying to prove to us that you do want to be here. Yeah,
the same thing kind of happened with Eric Musselman, guys, because I mean, the reports were out there that he was interviewing for the USC job. And what I stated on our show is like, how do you come back from this? Yeah. That's imagine, I don't know if Nick, Rico, I don't know if either of y'all are married, but imagine your wife or your longtime girlfriend was just openly going on a date with another guy. It's like, oh no, I still want to be married to you, or I still want to be dating you, but I kind of want to go on a date with this guy. By the way, he's not even better looking than you. And he doesn't make more money, and he doesn't have a better personality. Like in every conceivable way fashionable, he's worse than you. And yet she still wants to go on that said date. That's how Arkansas fans felt about Muss interviewing for the USC job. And I would guess there's probably some Kentucky fans that feel that exact same way about Arkansas, because it is the lower tier of the two jobs.
Yeah, Ty, were you like, I don't know how much you remember about the Dana Altman going to Arkansas and quitting one day after it was announced and he had his presser, but is there any, we're talking about the worries of Coach Cal, potentially not going to Arkansas, and it's still just a story and it hasn't been confirmed or anything, but is there anything where people are looking at the Dana Altman situation with Coach Cal?
Let me tell you something. Arkansas fans will remember that day as long as they are breathing, because that was one of the craziest college basketball coaching stories I've ever seen. And the only thing I wish is I was doing sports radio then, because I guess 2008 sets me, or 2009, whatever, right around that time frame, would have set me as like a middle schooler or early high schooler. And the calls and texts and different things that would have generated with me in this seat would have been nuts. But yeah, we remember Dan Altman's a really good coach. I think we've seen it at Creighton, we've seen it at Oregon. That was just as peculiar as it gets. So yeah, Arkansas fans think about that. They think about what happened in '98 in Knoxville, the Sternover, the Clint Sterner fumble. I don't want to pick on Clint because I like Clint a lot, but that's what they remember. And then also the foul ball in Omaha, not too far from you guys.
Don't forget. Yeah, Oregon State will remind you.
Oh yeah, guys. Let me tell you something. This baseball team we were just talking about a little while ago got every bit of tools to get back there. But they've got to avenge what happened, I guess, 6 years ago. I mean, they've got at some point, and what's cool about Nebraska fans, and I think Nebraska and Arkansas fans are a lot alike. We got one team, one state, one destiny. I think it's so genuine that y'all's fan base loves Dave Van Horn even after he left because they understood. I mean, I know he's a Nebraskan, but home is home in Fayetteville. And I'm just really appreciative of every Nebraska fan that I come into contact with in Omaha. I was like, well, who are you going for? It's like, I'm going for Arkansas and Dave. And I just think that's really cool.
Well, let's talk a little bit about this that Arkansas baseball team while we got you on the horn, because we just got a text into our show that says, I still get nervous every time I hear Woo Pig Suey, because in 2021, Nebraska got wrongly drawn to the Fayetteville Regional. They were a much better program, and they took Arkansas to Game 7 in that regional too.
Yeah, that was a great regional, and Arkansas followed it up, losing unfortunately to NC State, even with the best pitcher in the country, Kevin Cobb. So really back-to-back wild weekends in Fayetteville. I mean, that's like, the NCAA tournament's the television draw. You had Tennessee matching up against Texas. I mean, they do that for TV. And I know baseball doesn't have the same appeal as college basketball in the NCAA tournament, but if they can pit up Nebraska against Arkansas, I mean, you do that every time because of Dave's connection there. But that was I had forgotten how close that regional was, back and forth, and what ended up happening. And then Charlie Welch ended up hitting one of the craziest moonshots that basically caused an earthquake in Baumwalker Stadium.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I know a lot of Husker fans made the trek down to Baumwalker and was like, this is an incredible baseball environment. So
just a beautiful venue.
To give you an idea, Tye, we're so in today's world in Lincoln right now, there's no alcohol sold at Haymarket Park, which is the home of the Husker baseball team. And because there's like partnership and stuff, could you ever imagine the uproar? Because there's projections of Nebraska potentially hosting a regional. They're sitting here at 23rd in the country, and there was a projection out there where LSU comes up to Lincoln, and obviously very early. I tweeted it out, and I was like, can you imagine the uproar when any SEC fan base comes to a regional and there's no beer?
Yeah, because guys, what's funny about that is like Georgia, for example, did do alcohol sales until I think this year. I think Auburn was the same way. So there were still some schools that were holding out prior to this season. Now they've always had the asterisk of you can sell in the club and suites, which the rich frou-frou folk have always been able to partake in. But for the commoners like ourselves, as lowly radio hosts, we were going to say on the Hog Pen, for example, and guys, if Nebraska plays in Fayetteville somehow, you guys are more than welcome to tag along. I mean, the Hog Pen, part of the atmosphere is being able to reach in your cooler and grab that cold beer, whichever y'all sponsor is. We'll say with that one, and pop a top. And you can't. For LSU fans, I don't know how they're going to function if they're not obliterated drunk in Lincoln, Nebraska.
So it sounds like they got the old folks that vote on it and everything got to figure out a way to make it happen, I suppose.
Yeah, and listen, I'm not going to infringe on other schools or institutions or states' rights or what they go about doing it. I can just tell you, as you mentioned, some of the Nebraska fans, that it is hard, and this is not me being a homer, because the Arkansas football stadium is very mid, it's very average tailgate. I love that place, but it doesn't stack up. The basketball and baseball arena, though, are among the best in the country. Basketball is probably top 5, top 10. Baseball is like top 3, maybe number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Part of that is because of the hog pen, and it helps when you have a good baseball team too. So, Nebraska fans, if they wind up again, y'all should make the trek down because it is a lot of fun. I promise you, even in defeat, or even much less if they pulled it out, it would be one of the best weekends you've ever experienced in a college baseball stadium.
I don't know, like we have people texting in. They're still recovering from the whole Woo Pig Suey thing down there when Kevin Kopps was tearing Nebraska up. It just that Kevin Kopps was one of the most frustrating pitchers to watch on TV as an opponent or a media member covering an opponent of Arkansas at that time.
Guys, he is such a good dude too. Like, guys, like, they're what's off the field.
Yeah.
And you hate that because you're like, man, I don't know if I want my kid idolizing that person. Kopps is like a genuine, like, good guy.
That's unfortunate.
He's a good dude, and if there's anyone that you want your son to embody that's listening right now, Kevin Kopps would definitely be up there.
Well, there it is. All right, Ty. Hey, man, we'll let you go. Who knows? Maybe we'll talk to you it's in a couple of weeks, couple of months when college baseball getting ready to play some postseason action, and maybe we'll see you in Omaha again.
Guys, I hope to see y'all in Omaha. I hope the Hogs make it, and we'll have to do it big at Blatz and one of the other places if the Razorbacks make it there.
Yeah, hopefully we don't have to take you up on that offer with Nebraska going down to Fayetteville, but maybe we'll just make the trek down there at some point.
More than welcome, guys. More than welcome. That good old Southern hospitality.
There it is. All right, Ty, appreciate you, man. We'll talk to you soon.
You got it, guys.
There he is, Tye Richardson of ESPN down in Arkansas. Good stuff on Coach Cal. Good stuff on Arkansas baseball as well. Number 1 team in the country. Dave Van Horn, obviously, got a chance to watch them on TV because their games are broadcasted actually on TV.
Yeah,
and not
you get
just
to watch
on a
them.
stream.
It's crazy.
So it was good. There, Arkansas, good. Yeah, very good. Once again,
Arkansas, good.
Yeah,
that's it. That's really all you need.
Arkansas, pretty good. All right, let's step aside. We wrap things up with Austin and Strick when we return.
Download our app by searching 93.7 The Ticket in your app store to stay in touch and listen all day long wherever you are. More of the happy hour is next on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Go hog wild with barbecue. It's $5.99 barbecue time. Hurry to Hog Wild for a complete barbecue meal that's only $5.99. Get a 1-meat sandwich loaded with our award-winning barbecue, plus your choice of a classic side and drink for just $5.99. Upgrade your sandwich to beef brisket for just $1 more. Join us for lunch or dinner in Lincoln at 3210 Cornhusker Highway. Order online at gohogwild.com. But don't be late, we close at 8.
Your sprinklers are watering the street or flooding your backyard. If you're on a list that doesn't exist, it's time for Judson Irrigation. At Judson Irrigation, Lee or Lacey or Judson will make an appointment. You pick a time and they'll be there to fix your sprinkler system. Now that's service, a dying art these days.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, and our annual spring sales event is now underway. We have absolutely huge savings right now at Coppell. New Sierras and new Silverados have a double whammy. Choose from APR starting at 1.9% or discounts over $9,000. Yes, that's right, 1.9% APR or discounts of over $9,000. So please take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street just south of the interstate or check us out online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. All deals with approved credit.
What's the radon level at your home? Don't know? Find out with a call to Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. Make sure your home is safe with a radon check from Bryant. If you've already tested, ask Bryant for a free estimate for mitigation. Once completed, you'll get a report showing how much safer your home is. When it comes to radon, call Bryant 467-1111 for testing and mitigation. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for ready mixed concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. Nebco offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From Nebco's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's nebcoinc.com.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Hey, Husker Nation, Matt Davison here with 1890. It's an exciting time to be a Husker fan, and to keep that momentum going, we need your help. Nebraska's always been a leader in college athletics, and we're doing the same through name, image, and likeness. NIL is a unique opportunity for every Husker fan to have a direct impact on the success of our programs. Through 1890, 100% of your contribution goes to the student athletes. So go to 1890nebraska.com, choose your sport, become a member, and help the Huskers recruit and retain the best. Go Big Red.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, expecting mainly sunny skies, and it will be a little breezy but mild with a high around 67. Tonight, mainly clear with a light breeze, and a low around 36. And tomorrow we'll see a lot of sunshine and calm winds, an afternoon high around 69. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You're listening to the Happy Hour with Nick Sainert.
Even before you start. That was a preemptive
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
I already had someone created in my image. He's evil, he wants to take over the world, and he fits easily into most overhead storage bins.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the Happy Hour 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Thanks again to Tye Richardson of ESPN Radio down in Fayetteville, Arkansas for joining us last segment. As we talked Coach Cal, we talked a little Arkansas, Nebraska baseball, reminisced on the 2021 regional. That was a regional that I remember, if I remember correctly, featured Northeastern in there too.
Yes, it was Nebraska, Northeastern in the first game.
Yes, and Nebraska almost lost too. They were down early on in that one. And they were able to come back, obviously. That was the regional also where KP came back.
It was.
KP came back and pitched against Arkansas in game 1 against Arkansas, the one that Nebraska won.
Yeah. Who was the fourth team? I will buy you all lunch for the week if you get this out looking it up.
Is it like High Point?
It is not High Point.
It's a team in New York.
Oh, NJIT.
Yep. New Jersey Tech. Yep.
NJIT. We got the money. We got the money.
We got the money. I got the money. That was a fun conversation.
NJIT. That's right.
Here's the player listed as the most exciting player in the Fayetteville Regional. Robert Moore.
Oh yeah, yep. Dayton Moore's
son.
Yep. Come on. He was drafted by the White Sox.
Yes.
So do we both get lunch?
Yeah. Do we both get lunch?
No.
No, because you already guessed. Enrico said New York.
Okay, but I stay out of this, Mr. Park Troubles. But
it was a lob.
Yeah, it was a
lob.
It was a collaboration.
You already guessed.
No, the thing is,
you threw the lob. He missed it because he had already attempted the dunk.
I was taking that was tricky. I was missing.
He didn't miss it. I lobbed it. It wasn't a perfect lob, but he reached back, grabbed it.
I used the athleticism.
Home.
I used the athleticism.
It was a double. It was a double up. I got the offensive board.
No
what
mulligans.
if I buy you a round of drinks? How about that?
No mulligans.
Well, no
mulligans.
Austin, I would agree. I would agree to that if I knew that you would hang out with us when we invite you out.
Maybe you just don't want to hang out with us.
I apologize. I had family plans that went later than I thought.
Well,
I apologize.
Family to hold on.
I'm choosing family over friends. How dare you?
Over karaoke with friends.
You could have seen Nick sing.
You could have seen me sing.
I saw the video. It was pretty incredible. Not as good as live, I bet. Though.
Not
Nick
as
was
good
great.
as live.
Nick was great.
A lot of false news going on over here.
I have a decent voice.
I don't think
Nick's a choir boy.
I think he just
No, I was
Nick's a
not.
choir boy. Look at him.
I was not.
I think he just shaded y'all.
He shaded us?
Why?
No,
He just didn't want to hang with you.
Why? I think that's what it was.
Well, he prepped us with the text of, "Hey guys, I'm going to be a little bit later than I expected."
Yeah.
He said
if
he
it's
just
after
never showed up.
He goes, if it's
I
after
said
this time,
I said if I'm able to make it.
No, you said you were there. It was after this time.
No,
and guess what?
not
It
what
was
I said.
after that time.
All right. Well, I'm just a bad friend. Okay, how about that?
There we go.
There we go.
There you
go.
go. Finally admitting it.
So you know how you respond and you try to become back in our friend circle? Lunch.
There you go.
Deal.
I'm getting
I
2
wouldn't
lunches
make that,
this
Austin.
week.
I wouldn't make you do that, Austin. Stricky, how was the weekend?
It was an absolute it was absolutely peaceful and restful. I didn't do a thing.
Wow.
The wind was howling outside.
Couldn't golf?
I couldn't do any of that. I sat inside all day. I didn't go anywhere Friday, Saturday. I didn't leave until the afternoon on Sunday. Met with Badge. T-Badge.
Does he have your address?
No. Badge has never been to the house.
Are you serious?
And that's my
Okay,
friend.
I feel less
feel
slighted
better.
now.
Co-host doesn't have the address?
Badge has never been to the house.
What if something happens and
That's
he
what
needs
I'm
to
saying.
help
Go pick
you?
you up.
What if we have to check on you,
Yeah.
Stricky?
Cohort, he's got it.
What if I text you, you're not responding? I ask the police to do a well check, and I don't know where to send it.
There's a lot of cap going on right
They're
now.
gonna say, Nick,
He's
do you
got
know,
it.
Do you know where Eric Strickland lives? I'm gonna be like, no, he never told me. So
I know
guess
that he lives
just-
in a building.
Yep, I know he just has to go on his own.
I know he doesn't live in his car.
Austin Lion Orman has the information.
You
I
have
do
the address?
not. No, I've
doesn't
never
have
once been sent the. Look at that
Wow.
man. Lying through
Eric
his teeth.
Lyon Strickland.
Lying through his teeth.
More like strict lie.
Got him.
Strickland?
Yeah. Ridiculous.
How do you live with yourself?
I
Very
don't know.
comfortably. Look at him.
Look at this guy.
I mean,
I
geez.
don't know, bro.
You seen what he's driving?
No, don't.
I do. I see Stricky. So I'll let the people know I'm about to buy a new vehicle.
Nice.
Probably today. And it's still not going to be as nice as Stricky.
Got money bag yo.
Stricky,
You guys are
some,
idiotic.
Stricky, you got some of that signing bonus still?
It's a little idiotic going on over here.
Tricky. What's the nicest car you've ever driven? Whether you've owned it, just rented it.
Just like,
What's the nicest car you've ever
Are
driven?
you one of those dudes who go to Vegas? It's like I'm gonna drive this Lambo for an hour
rent
and
a car.
pay $790.
Oh. Where?
How fast?
In Miami.
The speed
180.
limit.
Were you supposed to go 180?
It was probably Ferrari.
Statute of limitations is passed.
Yeah.
I had a 750 BMW V12, and when I tell you there was one time I was late going to the airport, 2:10. I was out of there. 4:35.
You weren't late anymore.
Statute of limitations.
He said, I'm late, but now I'm on time.
I was, hey, listen, 4:35.
We're lucky you're here.
6:35. I was out. I opened it all the way up and
Zooming.
Well, we're happy you're still here.
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
Did you get like the NASCAR level G-force when you were driving at all?
It was a straight. It was like Autobahn. It was straight line. So I had no turns or anything like that.
That would be dangerous. The turns can't go that fast.
Yeah.
No, you probably shouldn't.
Ain't no NASCAR.
Not 210.
Have you ever seen those things that I don't know what NASCAR place it is, but they let like people take their cars onto a NASCAR track and they let you drive around? but you have to be careful because you have to go fast on the turns because people don't realize how steep those are.
Yeah.
So like if you bring your car, like, you gotta be ready.
Yeah.
You gotta be ready to open it up.
Wait. What?
Yeah.
They let people
tracks
like
aren't
you
flat.
could take your car.
I understand tracks aren't
Okay.
flat.
You could take. I don't remember what place it is. I'm sure the text line will let me know. But there's a place where you can take.
I think it's in Indy.
Yeah, take your own car.
Where can I drive
onto
my
the
car on a racetrack?
Well, like a NASCAR
Yeah, they let you take.
racetrack.
They let you take like the NXs or
Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas.
Okay.
The Sonoma Raceway in Sonoma, California.
Come on, text line. Let me know because I
The
don't
Virginia International Raceway in Alton, Virginia. Lime Rock Park in Lakeville, Connecticut. Laguna Seca in
Here we go.
Monterey.
Beginning in 2021, Daytona International has had an annual license to drive day. For a $50 donation
That's
to the
what I
NASCAR
said.
Foundation, you can
Indy.
drive 2 laps at 55 miles per hour.
Well, that's in
Wow.
Daytona. That's in Florida.
Okay, so but you have to go fast.
You got to pay $50 to do
Yeah.
it. too.
Well, that's fine. But like you get stuck.
You have to go fast on the curves. Like you have to go faster because if you don't, like it's steep. Apparently, I wouldn't know, but it's steep.
like
apparently,
Like your car could turn over.
Like you could, yeah,
You could turn over.
fall down.
Dang.
So like, all right, they're like, you got to do it.
That's freaky. That's how I feel on the
Yeah, I mean, it can whip you if you
Yeah.
don't control the turn. It can whip you up into the
that's how I feel when I'm driving to Colorado and I got the you got to drive down the steep.
Oh,
curvy
Tennessee
things.
was like that too.
Oh, that's terrifying because there's no speed
I was in
limit.
Montana.
You just go.
We went to
literally
and
you look over and you like
well that's
wait a minute.
but then they also have the runaway,
The off ramps.
the off ramps where semis if they can't, it's like, and it's just like
just end up in the trees.
Yeah, you just go uphill.
Yeah.
And so I drove. Me and my buddies went to Breckenridge like in December, and it was like, be careful of that.
Snowy, not fun.
And it was like,
I ain't doing that.
vroom, vroom, vroom. And I did not. But it's like you don't want to push your brakes because you can burn out, right? Like you can ruin your brakes.
Just gotta go. You gotta trust
Because it's
yourself.
just it's so steep.
So that's
so
scary,
you're just
but-
going. I'm not touching the gas or the brake. You're just coasting,
Holding on for dear
and
life.
I don't white knuckle much, but like that was that. I was like, and I it was one of those where you turn the radio down so you can think better.
It's necessary.
So it was like,
but
all
if it's
right.
like I can't see, I need to turn the radio down.
But do you trust yourself driving more or your buddies? That's the other
Absolutely
question.
myself. Whenever I go on
Facts.
trips, I have to drive.
Did you guys go to the the Intercontinental Divide? Did you go up the mountain to it?
No.
I did. It's beautiful. You should do it. You should do it. Like if you ever get a chance to go through there, you should go because you can literally drive up there
Where's
and
that?
you're
Yeah.
on the
Continental Divide.
Intercontinental Divide. And it says it. There's a sign that literally says when you're on one side or the other of the Continental Divide, which is the top. You're at the top of the rock. I mean, it's like I want to say it's like 12,000 feet. You're like up there, and you can take pictures and all of that. But the coming down, it's like what you said. It's like
well, so it's you're driving down there and you think, okay, well on the way back it's not going to be bad. Oh no. There's somehow they still go down and it's still you still go fast. I'm going 93, 95, and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm flying out here, and here comes this big Jeep. And I was just like, what is happening here?
Going up sucked because we went there for our honeymoon. We went to Breckenridge, and going up we got a little V6, so we're going up to like 5% incline, and I'm like, it's like, and I'm just like, I have my foot, like I don't want to push any further down, but we're going like 55, and I'm just like, I can't. I'm like all the time, I'm like, I can't do
That's one of those
anything.
where I go sport mode.
I'm just like, I can't go any faster. I'm sorry, everybody, please go right, dude. That sucked.
Yeah, because now it's like on the interstates. I mean, even like on I-80, it's like if you go too slow, you're causing more of an issue than the people going too fast, right? So, anyway, what's coming up on the show today, gentlemen?
It's going to be a good show. We will obviously get into the national championship game tonight. Kling Kong versus Big Maple. What? This nickname.
I was just saying to my parents over the weekend because we were over by King Kong, the restaurant place, and I was like, man, I haven't had that probably in about 18 years.
you haven't had the King Kong
not in like
burger?
15 years,
bro. I used to. I drove by there yesterday in Omaha and looked at it and was like, oh yeah, let's take a stop.
I have to stop this for a second. No, I have to stop this for a second because you guys keep saying King Kong. On our way to San Diego. On our way to San Diego, I watched Godzilla versus Kong on the plane.
Oh,
great movie.
Okay, cool.
Metal.
Great movie. Hey,
That's riveting.
Hey, big monsters versus each other. Fantastic. You get big monsters fight each other. Sign me up all day.
Okay, while we have monsters on the conversation, would you guys ever do like a safari type of thing?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know, guys.
I don't know about
Not
open
cool.
window.
'Cause
Did you see the one where the lion
and the
lion
elephant
jumped in there one time?
Well, the
it was
lion,
in the car
they
like
jump on
sniffing
top.
people.
They jump on top.
The one with the cages.
But no,
I go with
I'm,
the cage.
I'm talking about this one had open windows. It just happened like last week or something.
Oh, the elephant.
Somebody was killed because an elephant just came and charged right at it and just
rammed it.
Yeah.
And I was like,
It was a bull
elephant.
I
did,
just
but
like
yeah.
I go on vacation to get away from this, and so I don't have to worry.
I'd do it.
I don't know if I could do
That'd
it.
be awesome.
I don't know,
I
man.
need closed
like
cage.
they're in my we are invading their area at that point.
Mm-hmm.
I can't fault a lion protecting the kids.
Yeah.
I can't.
Or even a gorilla.
And yeah,
I'm not going to
Gorilla bear?
I still want to see it. Gorilla bear.
Gorilla
Bears are
When
dangerous.
the gorilla go and
That's what I'm
they
saying.
charge at you.
yeah.
What is the most idiotic thing is people jumping into the freaking in the zoos or in these foreign
R.I.P.
foreign
Harambe.
countries. They jump in and then they blame the animal.
Yeah. They're like, well, we had to,
Yeah,
they're like, we had
yeah.
to put the animal down because it killed somebody. I was like, well, it wouldn't have killed anybody if you wouldn't have jumped
Jumped
in.
into the freaking
Yeah, that's what I'm
Right.
saying. Is like you are overtaking their place.
Mhm.
That's like you coming into your home and they're being like, Rico. Hey, Rico, what do you expect me to do?
He invoked squatters' rights. He's good.
If I,
what am I supposed
you
to
walk
do?
into your
Not
house,
kick?
just like, what's up, dog?
and I don't kick Rico out. That's like me. Like, oh no, dude, you just fine. Help yourself to anything. I made some burgers last night. Just have your help yourself. No.
You wouldn't invite me in? You wouldn't let me?
I would invite you in.
But what if I was there? Like,
Would
what
you
if I
give
was
him a
at your
patio
place?
pounder?
No, what if I was at your
If I
place
invited him in.
because I got kicked out of my house? What if Rachel kicked me out and I got into your place and then you showed up and you're just like, what? And I'm like, I got kicked out of my house. Can I stay here?
Let's bring this full circle. None of us can sneak into Strick's house because we don't know his
Well,
address.
see, this is my point. It's strict. This is how
Full circle.
strict. This is how civilians
Wow.
live.
That's what we're doing?
Strict. This is how
This is what we're
civilians
doing.
live. To
Yeah.
where you just invite us over
Us.
if you desire for us to be over
Yeah,
there.
us regular
If
folk.
not, we don't show up.
You don't come
That
to
easy.
Omaha.
You
I do.
must not know.
You don't come to Omaha.
My significant other is in Omaha.
Well,
My in-laws are off 108th and Center.
that's where I live.
I am a frequent
But where?
visitor.
But where?
My family's in Omaha.
I'm a frequent visitor to 168th and Giles.
Oh, that's far from me.
Oh, is that right? That's crazy, dude. Because I don't think it is.
That's
You know what? I might just have to look up on the Douglas County Assessors.
I think you can do that.
Douglas County Assessors.
Hit the music.
Where's Eric Strickland live?
Hit the music.
Eric
Yeah,
Strickland. Sweet.
Time to go.
Sweet 118.
Happy hour's over.
Sweet 118. All right. What else is coming up on the show?
Nebraska ball got a transfer.
Yes.
Another visitor. We'll also talk John Calipari to Arkansas and Husker recruiting. Brian Munson, Husker Online, will join us.
All right, good stuff there. All right, appreciate you guys spending a little over 2 hours and change with us. Good stuff today. We're back with 2 hours tomorrow. Thanks to Tye Richardson of ESPN down in Arkansas for joining us at 1:30. If you missed any of that, check it out on the podcast page. We are out of here. Talk to you tomorrow.
Adios.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, I'm Senator Bo Ballard. I was born and raised in Lancaster County, learning the value of hard work and grit at a young age. I built my own company, creating jobs right here in our community. I know that families and businesses in our community need lower taxes, lower cost of healthcare, and a great education. That's why, as your senator, I helped pass the largest tax cut and made the most significant investment in education in Nebraska history, and worked to reduce the cost of healthcare. I'm Senator Bo Ballard, and I humbly ask for your vote on May 14th. Paid for by Ballard for Nebraska.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today. Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, and our annual spring sales event is now underway. We have absolutely huge savings right now at Coppell. New Sierras and new Silverados have a double whammy. Choose from APR starting at 1.9% or discounts over $9,000. Yes, that's right, 1.9% APR or discounts of over $9,000.